It wasn't easy to connect these two together, but I have some slides that I want to share with you. First of all, most of you probably know Blue Lagoon. It's one of the most popular destinations in Iceland. And before COVID, we had around 1 million guests coming to the Blue Lagoon every year. And we are acknowledged as one of the top 10 spas in the world. And we've been growing exponentially over the last years. And I really love this picture. It's from 1994. And so this year we are actually celebrating our 30-year anniversary of Blue Lagoon. And this was 2 years after we started. And this was the original Blue Lagoon. This was the first Blue Lagoon. And on the left there you can see HS Orka, which is the geothermal energy plant. And they started actually their operation in 1976. So the Blue Lagoon was formed quite much earlier than when the Blue Lagoon started itself. So just to explain a little bit what's happening here, what the geothermal power plant is doing. So they're taking geothermal seawater, which is actually a mixture of seawater and fresh water, from about 2,000 meters beneath the ground. And at that depth, the temperatures is around 240 degrees. And at this depth also, the geothermal seawater is playing around, and there are some mineral exchanges happening in the water. And when they get the geothermal seawater up, they use the steam that's actually coming from the geothermal seawater to power to produce electricity in their turbines, and also to produce hot water for the municipalities in Reykjanes. Most of the geothermal seawater is actually going back down into the ground, but a part of it they need to put into the lava field. At the time, in the beginning, they thought that putting it into the lava field, the geothermal seawater would just seep back down to the ground. But they were pleasantly surprised when these blue pools started to form. And the reason for that is in the geothermal seawater, there is an unusual high content of silica in the water. And when the geothermal seawater cools down, the silica starts to form like white clay. And the lava is quite porous, so it usually just it would be seeping back down to the source. But this white clay is then forming these pools in the lava field. And of course, curious Icelanders started to bathe in this, and soon after that, there were some stories going around that this had very beneficial effect on their skin, and specifically people with psoriasis. So into the picture comes Grímur Simonsen, who is a medical doctor, and started researching this phenomena, and later on founded Blue Lagoon. So this slide actually depicts our geothermal eco cycle, which is similar to what I've been discussing with you here. It starts with the geothermal seawater coming with the geothermal power plant. But when we get the geothermal seawater, it's about 150 degrees, and we use that to heat our lagoons. And we also use other resource streams coming from HS Orka. We use, of course, the hot water and electricity, which is green energy, but we also use the steam, which is excess steam coming from the power plant to produce salt, both bath salt and food-grade salt. We also use another source from them, it's the CO2. So when they are drilling for the geothermal seawater, there are some natural CO2 escaping from the boreholes. And we get a part of that to grow our microalgae. So we have a microalgae cultivation at the Blue Lagoon. And so we're using the silica, we're using the geothermal seawater, and we are cultivating this microalgae in all our operations. And this is also always the philosophy of Blue Lagoon. From the beginning, we have always been looking into these resources. Anytime we are building a facility, or we are designing a new experience or a new product, we always look at the resource streams and see how can we use them more efficiently, how can we make more value out of them, both for the company and also for the community. And we have maintained that through all our 30 years of operation. And here's the picture showing our microalgae cultivation. So we use the geothermal seawater to cultivate this algae. And the microalgae is unique to this environment. we don't really know exactly where it comes from, but as soon as the blue pools or lagoons started to form, this microalgae started to cultivate in the water. So it likes the heat, it likes the salt, it likes this environment very much. So we mimic that in the Research and Development Center, where we use geothermal seawater, we use CO2, and we use the green energy to grow them. And this is going into our skincare products. So this has also been, from the beginning, a scientific journey as well. Throughout these 30 years, we are always studying these beneficial effects that the geothermal seawater has on our skin. And from this, we have, over these 30 years, we have shown that it's not just the silica and it's not just the microalgae, but actually a combination of these that make these great beneficial effects. And actually, it's building up collagen in the skin, and it's also reducing the breakdown of collagen. And this is what we call the BL+ complex. So Blue Lagoon has grown, as I said, exponentially over the years. Most of you know about the main lagoon, the Blue Lagoon Spa, but we also have a 5-star Superior Hotel, retreat hotel, and we have a separate retreat spa there. And we have 2 restaurants, Moss Restaurant and Lava Restaurants. We have a couple of stores as well. And we have the first hotel, the Silica Hotel, and a separate lagoon connected to that. And then, of course, we have the Research and Development Center, which we have been operating continuously. So just to show you a little bit the changes we have gone through over these 30 years. So this was the original Blue Lagoon. Maybe some of you have went there. I at least went there when I was a child. And this was our first facility, as you can see in the back room. But this is where we are now at the retreat spa. So we are continuously changing and developing our facilities and everything around that. So this is the first hotel room at Silica Hotel, and this is the retreat hotel today. This was the first food and beverage we offered, sandwich and a beer. This is what we offer today at our restaurants. This was our first skincare product, is the Silica Mud Mask. But today we offer around 50 different types of products, ranging from the derma line, which is more medicinal, the spa line, which is more for the body and masks, face masks, and then the new BL+ premium line, which is all around the BL+ complex. But I was going to talk to you a little bit about tech as well. The digital development has played a vital role in our sustainability journey and reducing waste and streamlining processes, making time for us to focus and improving the quality and our guest experience with less effort and cost. So what we started first with is centralizing all our systems into one system. So we're offering hotel nights, we're offering food, spa treatments and things like that. So it's important to centralize everything into one system. So that's what we have been developing, the LS Central. Around that as well is also centralizing our data capturing. So capturing all the data in one place, which will help us then to develop further solutions in the operations. And this is one that we implemented last year, is the self-service at BL Spa. In the beginning, we thought that we are losing the personal connection to the customer if we go this way. So we tested it one weekend, and more than half chose to do this self-service checkout. And now it's around 84%. And now we see that the rest, the 16% that actually need some help, need some services, we can offer that sooner, and we can put more personal effort into that, where people actually need some help with their checkout. My Blue Lagoon is another one where we are putting the power to the customer to be able to design his own experience before he comes on site, to add different services that we provide. Mobile wallet as well, to have your ticket digitally, which will help you to check in faster, and also a communication tool to get some communication with the customer before he arrives. We are also been looking inwards on our internal digital development. like digital signing of agreements and digitalizing our processes. And by doing this, we have reduced the need of printing of paper and also resets, card resets. And of course, COVID is playing a little bit part, but still we see a huge reduction in paper use. It's not just the gathering of the data which is important, it's also what we do with it and how we manage it. So we have set up these digital desktops or dashboards with all departments, so they can easily see how they can improve their efficiency in their operations to make our customers' experience even better. And we do this through Power BI. So it's been a journey of improving our facilities and sustainability and digital development, but it's also important to note that it's a development of the brand as well, because the brand is the most valuable thing that we have. And nothing is more iconic than being depicted in a Simpsons episode. That really says it all and says that, yeah, you really made it. And you're now a world-renowned brand. We have also gotten a lot of awards. The one that we are most proud of is from the National Geographic, naming the Blue Lagoon water as one of the 25 wonders of the world. So, and we're really proud of that. So it's been an incredible 30-year journey from the original hut, as you can see on the left side there. We probably didn't even have an internet connection, to where we are today. And we're just looking forward to the next 30 years. Thank you very much. Takk fyrir.